Twinkle, twinkle, little star. It's alive!
Welcome to where the weird ones are.
Every time I speak, I want the truth to come out.
Powerful figures in Hollywood, as well as powerful politicians who are in fact not human. They're reptiles, or they're lizards, or perhaps extraterrestrials.
I don't think it is a human. I think it's a Sasquatch.
Go ahead and run! Run home and cry to mama!
Let's get weird.
Deplorable Janet here from the Deplorable Nation podcast. You are listening to Where the Weird Ones Are with the amazing Kevin. So stay tuned in for every show for all the weird and wonderful.
Ladies and gentlemen, your hero has returned again. What's up, everybody? Conspiracy Tuesday's fucking number something. I don't know, 17, 18. Calm down. You're all right. You're good. Smile. Put a little smile on. Go ahead. There you go.
Kind of got a little bit sketchy there for a second. Like everybody's like glitching out, and I'm wondering if I need to like go to my hotspot and not the house.
No, I think it's like every
gonna-
time once I record, like everybody gets blurry for a little bit and then we kind of come back.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. But anyways, I have three lovely ladies with me tonight. I will allow them to introduce themselves really quick, and we will start with the lovely Stacy. If you don't mind
Oh.
letting everybody know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
So, I am one half of the gorgeous ghouls of Early on Wednesday. And Lav, I don't think you realize that today is January 24th. Today is our 1-year anniversary.
Oh, really? No, I didn't realize. Happy anniversary.
We recorded our
Nice.
first
Happy
Happy
anniversary.
anniversary. We recorded our very first episode together, and it was on Jim Jones, and it got erased because I fucked up the audio really bad. But she hung in there with me. And now it's, I mean, we have got like the best chemistry. I can be found on Instagram, which with all the gifts, 666. I can be found on Facebook. We have Early on Wednesday Facebook group. We have a YouTube channel. We do have merch. Merch is a it's kind of a if you want it made, I'll get it made kind of thing. So it's kind of like on demand. And other than that, you can find me tooling around my area in a 43-foot bus.
Nice. Nice. And then Lavender, the other half of Early on Wednesday, if you don't mind.
So I am Lav, and I am the opposite there of Stacy on Early on Wednesday. And you can find me Murder Juice on Instagram, as well as all the other Early on Wednesdays stuff. Other than that, I'm usually avoiding DC. So anywhere in Maryland's usually where you can find me.
All right, and last but not least, I was gonna have like this whole thing for you, but I forgot it because I'm gonna be honest with you, I lost my fucking notes and I had to rewrite them really quick before we did this. So I had this like big intro.
Unforgettable. He's breaking me down. Just just well, okay, that was really wrong. Okay, he's just making me feel bad about myself. Okay.
No, you're an amazing person. I love you.
Aw, much love. So, before I tell you guys who I am and what I do and all of that fun jazz, you guys have to come up, Lav and Stacy, with some kind of way to create. Because when you talk about two halves, I want to know which one's the head and which one's the butt of the horse. And I want like a graphic. You need like a merch with like one of you guys be in the back and one of you guys be in the front.
Oh,
Or you
okay.
can have two
That
heads.
Lav's dump truck will be me in any competition because I look like, I'm flat. I mean, my butt is so flat. I have to continuously yank my pants up because they just fall down. I don't have a butt to catch them.
I used to have that problem. I was very top heavy, like an upside down bowling pin, right? But I got a little thick, and it kind of went nuts. So now I can't get my pants above mid thigh, and it's bad. It's just bad news. But anyway, I'm Natasha.
Well, I mean,
the conspiracy. I obviously have a podcast, and well, it's about cryptids and spooky stuff and paranormal and conspiracies occasionally. We try to still sprinkle those in and not do usually anything off to the side. I like to do conspiracies based on what the topic is. But I do that. I have guests on all the time. I've had authors, other podcasters, like these wonderful, awesome people that I'm with. These are actually some of my favorites. Don't tell everybody, but these are some of my favorite people.
Oh yeah, you guys are my favorites.
Yeah. And so I am literally everywhere. All your social media, anywhere you listen to anything, I get around in the podcast world.
Ooh.
But there's also my website.
That's what I heard.
Thanks, Kevin. It's cryptidscreepsandconspiracy.com. And on there's links to everything. There's support stuff. There's phone numbers to call in case you need anything. I like Kevin. I like Kevin, but like Kevin, I like to advocate a lot for mental health. So I have numbers on there that people can use, that kind of stuff. There is a merch store. I design everything on there. I try to keep things that are a little bit different, not just t-shirts, but a little bit of everything. And I dabble now in making all kinds of weird stuff with bones, like real bones.
Ooh.
And I renovate furniture.
Ooh, like what we saw at the Penhurst.
Yeah, I've seen.
Mine's not. I haven't done jewelry yet. This one I have. I had a deer skull, and I cleaned it out. I ground out everything, and then I covered it in silver, like dusted it in silver, and then put epoxy on it, and then I ground and painted in Nordic runes. And then I took a lantern and I stuck it in the lantern and wound some like little lights through it and put some roses and stuff in it. It's really pretty. I'll have to send it to you guys.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
I have no creative talent, so that.
Nor do I.
From the house, and I was like, oh well. One of them, it was the lantern, and there was a candle, but I unscrewed the candle, pulled it out, put the skull and everything in, and it was like, here's these flowers from Halloween that are sitting out. Here's this vase over here. I literally was just like pulling random shit and putting it all together.
Lav, are you in the red light district? I keep seeing a red light behind you. Are you in the red light district?
I
told you about work in that area. Them bitches are tough. I told you.
I mean, this is basically the ghetto. We may see somebody get shot in this parking lot, to be honest.
And
dude, I hope so, because then that's our next episode.
Oh my god! So
today, Instagram guys, you guys can see this.
I had to talk to 2 different people, and I refused to put either one of them in rehab, so they went to jail. But anyways, both of them, batshit crazy. The one lady, 180 counts of animal abuse. 180 counts. I was like, the hell are you doing? The other one, an old man. Old ass man. This guy was like 90 fucking years old. 17 counts of child pornography.
Holy fuck.
Don't send him to jail. Send him to the morgue.
They wanted to let him out and send him to rehab.
Let him go to jail for a little bit. Let him go.
No, hang him publicly.
No,
there's no rehab for that. Sorry, not sorry.
Prison, dude. Just let him go there for a little
well,
bit.
That's what I said. I was like,
then
nah.
you bring him up in public.
I was like, you guys just need to take him because I'm not
Nope.
comfortable with even being in the room with either one of these people. Like, what are you doing? Take him back.
180 counts of animal cruelty.
Mm-hmm.
Send her to my house.
Yeah.
I got a really big cage that my dog used to be in. I wonder where it went.
I have a recipe for mincemeat pies.
Lavender, you're
Oh,
uploading
okay,
at 0%, by the way.
And I make
Why?
equipment. I make things now out of bone. No one will ever know.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. That means you have no internet.
You need a hotspot. Hotspot.
No, basically what that means is you're gonna have to come back into the studio
tonight.
after we're done at another time when you have Wi-Fi connection, so you get uploaded. You know what I'm saying?
I can.
You got to plug into
I
the
can do that.
matrix.
So okay, all right.
Just use the
checking.
same link.
And for some, but yeah, just use the same link. And then you just sit there for a little bit, I guess. I don't know. Leave it on for a couple
Is that
minutes.
what the percentage is
10, 15.
by everybody's names?
Yeah, that's what the. Yeah.
Well, mine
Yeah,
is saying
it's our
63% on my
uploading.
side.
Well,
Kevin's not good at taking it.
I guess. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe when we're done, we'll see the upload. But I'm a low percentage too. But Stacy and
Yeah, there's
and
on my side. It both
this
looks like
lady, I
99.
can't remember her name, are good.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah.
remember
Well,
her
I'll
name. Like,
I
don't
can't
worry, if we ever
remember
meet in
whose
person, you
name.
remember my name, Kevin. I assure you.
I do remember your name. It's okay.
Can't forget it when they're
I'm
screaming
just
it,
giving you
right?
some shit. I'm
When
just
I have him
giving you
tied
some
to a
shit.
chair in a hotel room, I'm just like torturing him, just to clarify.
I don't want to be tortured ever.
I
Never
do.
ever. What is happening with you?
Oh, we got
lady?
a double lavender? Hell yeah.
My bad. My bad. I hit too many things.
What is happening? Oh my.
And believe it or
God.
not, that's not strange. That happens quite a bit.
No, oh my God. All right.
Just beat it.
Real quick question for you guys. What is your favorite music genre? We'll start with Natasha.
Viking metal.
Viking metal. That's interesting.
I love
So,
Peyton Parrish. She's like the shit.
What's your favorite song?
I really like Valhalla Calling.
And what's that about?
Yeah. So basically, it's okay. You ever go to church and they sing this song about like, oh yeah, you do everything you're supposed to do and you die and you go to heaven or whatever bullshit? It's the Viking version of that, essentially. Only
okay.
Yeah, Valhalla.
Valhalla is like Asgard.
It's like heaven, right? Yeah.
I love how
Okay.
instead of heaven I go with Asgard, but okay. Sorry, my nerd is showing. Sorry.
That's okay. Lavender, what's your favorite genre of music?
I like a little bit of everything. So, right now,
Okay.
I would say pop punk or cellos. Anything with cellos. I've been
Pop
into
punk?
musicals lately. Yeah, pop punk.
That's interesting.
I listen to a lot of shit, but never cellos.
Cellos.
Yeah.
And you've never listened to two
Moonlight
cellos?
Sonata or Moonlight? I think it's Moonlight Sonata.
Cellos are haunting. They have a gorgeous, gorgeous.
Now, when I'm cooking,
They do.
They sound
embodiment to
amazing.
it.
music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Louisiana blues when I'm cooking.
Louisiana blues. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Muddy Waters going. That's like my jam when I'm in the kitchen cooking.
You like, all right, Muddy Waters. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Interesting. Interesting. That's very interesting to me. Anyways,
Steve Miller Band. That's the other one.
and I mean, I know what Stacy likes, but for the sake of the podcast, we'll ask her anyway. Stacy, your favorite genre?
What do I like, Kev?
Katy
You,
Perry.
Katy
she
Perry.
likes
It's a girl
metal.
and she liked it.
I like thrash metal. I like hardcore. I like deathcore. I like black metal. Emu metal is meh. And then the classics, always the classics.
I'm with
Mm,
Stacy.
yeah, same. Same. What is your favorite song at this moment?
I have just so many, but I've really been into one right now. And it's Spirit Box is the name of the band, and the song is called Jaded.
Okay.
And the reason I think it kind of speaks to me right now is because the singer, what she's saying is, I've always wanted to be in a space that I was enough. Like, could you imagine? This are the actual lyrics. She says, "Could you imagine if I was enough? But I've never been enough." And then she says, I just continue to be faded because my blood is forever jaded. And it's about having a broken heart.
Send me that
Um,
song because that's literally, you just quoted something that I literally said to someone early today. Okay.
Yep.
I
And
think
she
that,
can't find
yeah,
love because she's jaded.
I think I've heard that song, but I also like metal in all sorts of different kinds. And so I kind of like switch back between metal and old school hip hop. Um,
Yes, me too.
anything before 2001
Mhm.
in the
Yeah.
hip hop world is my shit. Um, so like Wu-Tang, Tupac is obviously
Yes.
my favorite.
NWA, Too Short.
NWA, yeah. All of all the people that started it and
Yep.
all that. Parkway Drive has been something that a band that I've listened to religiously the past couple of years, and they're from Australia.
Oh,
And there's another one. Why can't I think of their name? Because I listen to them all the time. But anyways, like it's interesting to see like the stigma to metal music. Like they're like
mm-hmm.
they're so angry. I was like, it only sounds angry because they're screaming, right?
Little Nicky.
But yeah, if you listen to the lyrics, they're always talking about something positive.
Mm-hmm.
Um or something or something that you can relate to. And like Parkway Drive has a song about being motivated. Like Vice Grip is a good one
Mm-hmm.
for motivation. But Hatebreed, which is the weirdest name for a metal band to give you the most, like the biggest pep talk ever. I don't
Right.
know
I
if
like
any
it.
of you've ever listened to Hatebreed.
I like
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hatebreed.
it's
they're good. They've got a badass sound, and
yeah.
when their bass hits,
Mm-hmm.
it's that bone jarring, but your heart starts pounding because those lyrics are coming.
Yeah.
Another Australian group, I don't know, Kev, if you've ever heard them. They're called Red Hook.
Yeah.
And they have a strong female lead, and they have a song is very uplifting because it's about surviving depression, because and it's called Jabberwocky, and she says, I'm going to continue
Mhm.
to live my life in the sunshine because I refuse to believe in this Jabberwocky, and the
Yeah.
Jabberwocky's her depression.
Yeah. Yeah. Um. So yeah. So it people that don't really seem to resonate with certain genres of music always seem to put a certain kind of label on it. Rap music has a violent um, label to it. Metal music also has violent but satanic um, and ritualistic kind of stuff. So, did you know back in the 20s that the blues was considered satanic?
Yep.
Yep. So was Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley was the church is just great, just fundamentalist Christianity said that Elvis Presley was like the Pied Piper, and he was trying to lead kids away from, being good Christian men and women with his hips because of the way he swiveled his hips.
Interesting.
How do they think we get other Christians?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, how do you think we got? No, they're the ones that like lay like a board. You only have sex with a woman for making babies. So she just lays there like an ironing board, which she'll be stuck to for the rest of her life. And the guy just, is vanilla as hell.
I like that.
Oh,
I'm
for the
down with
record,
that.
you guys need to go look at Doo-Wop with the Sickness. You're welcome.
I love that.
I love it.
All right. So back in the, I would say like late 20s, early 30s. So this guy, he's walking down a desolate road in the middle of Mississippi, and he comes to a crossroad. He's just a dark man walking down a dark street, and he comes to a crossroad at midnight with his guitar in hand, and there appears this being, and he tells him that he can give him all the skills, the musical skills that he desires. And so he says, all I need is your guitar. So he gives him his guitar, and he strums it, turns the strings, whatever the fuck it's called.
Tuning it.
Tunes
He
it.
tunes
Yeah,
it.
there we go. He tunes it, strums it a couple times, gives it back, and then disappears. And this man would become one of the most legendary blues players in the world, and that's Robert Johnson, if you don't know who I'm talking about. So he sings the song The Crossroad, but if you actually listen to that song, The Crossroads, it more sounds like he's trying to talk to God rather than the devil. And that's been put on there, but he could also be talking to the devil if you can also call the devil your lord. So but anyways, I'll give you a little quick backstory on Mr. Robert Johnson. And I want to apologize to you guys because I had freaking an extensive list of notes, and then I just can't find them. So the last like 2 hours
Okay,
I've
we
been
get on my
trying to
podcast
freaking
all the time.
yeah. Fuck.
You know what, Kev? It happens. I mean, I was writing an episode. We have a 2-parter that's coming out, and I literally just my hoodie arm brushed my Coke can, and I literally lost 2 weeks of research. So
Oh
I get
shit.
it. I get it.
Oh man. So Robert Johnson was born May 8th, 1911 in Hazelburg, Mississippi. So he was born to Julia Dodds and Noah Johnson. Julia was still married, by the way, at this time, and it was not to Noah. She was married to Charles Dodds, who was a fairly prosperous landowner and furniture maker. And Julia and Charles actually had 10 children together before the arrival of Robert. But the only reason why Julia had ended up getting into this relationship with Noah and having Robert to begin with, well, Charles was ran out of town by a lynch mob for a dispute with other white landowners. So he fled. He fled the city, changed his name, so he was now going by Charles Spencer somewhere else. Actually, I think he went to Memphis. So Julia and Noah kind of like have a brief relationship, but it didn't really last long because it was like when Robert was 2, she would bring Robert to her husband, Charles, in Memphis and actually leave him with Charles. And this guy, knowing that this kid is not his, would raise him for the next 8 to 9 years in Memphis.
Touche,
Um,
though.
huh?
That's a hell of a man. That's a hell of a
Yes.
man.
Yep. I agree. 110%. We need more of them.
Mhm.
We just need more people like that in general. Like, instead of saying, because like I'm Lav can
Nose
speak
goes.
on this, and because when we talk about our families, about our kids, you'll never hear me say, "Oh, my stepson, my stepdaughter." No, those are my damn kids. And I'm not a step parent. I'm the parent that stepped up.
I was, but that's because they
So,
were almost my age, and it would have been really fucking weird if I was like, "That's my kid." They're like, "Wait, Dad, how old are you?"
well, yeah, but I mean, it's, we got to stop referring to each other like, "Oh, this is half, this is step."
Mhm.
It's a kid, and it's kid that needed adult guidance. So good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So in Memphis is where Robert would actually learn his love for blues music, and he would often be found at school when he was at school, anywhere, pretty much everywhere. He carried this harmonica with him. He was always playing the harmonica. So Robert would actually end up rejoining with his mother in 1920, so about like 9 years after his mother dropped him off with Charles, and she actually married an illiterate sharecropper named Will Dusty Willis. And they settled in a plantation in Arkansas, and then soon after moved across the Mississippi River to commerce in the Mississippi Delta. So Dusty was 24 years younger than Julia, and Dusty and Robert didn't have the best relationship, and Dusty expected help on the plantation from Robert, and all Robert wanted to do was play his music. So Dusty, I think Dusty and Robert were really close in age, so it was really hard for Robert to take like authority figure from
There you go,
Dusty.
Tasha.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he still did. He still helped on the plantation and stuff like that, but his passion for music grabbed him. He would play at on street corners, at bars, at public dances on like on a Saturday night and stuff like that. And everybody was always just like, he wasn't great.
Yeah.
Nobody like really paid him any mind, but
He
he
wasn't
loved.
bad, but he wasn't like.
Yeah. So he actually would play a lot with Son House and Willie Brown a lot. And those are two prominent figures now in history in the blues on the blues scene. Muddy Waters as well, which is,
Yeah.
since you brought it up, I got really interested in that because we're talking about blues.
Yep. I'm telling you, I somehow know, but I do love Muddy Waters.
Yeah, me too. So in February of 1929, Robert would marry 14-year-old Virginia Travis. Virginia parents actually despised Robert. So Robert was 17, Virginia was 14. They got married, and I don't know how they got married legally, but they did.
Well, when was the law
Because,
instated that it's only 18 that you can marry or whatever?
but
I'm not
you
sure.
have to consider their ethnicity, because at that time, nobody cared.
Yeah.
They weren't considered even like human beings. So in government or community eyes, it was two more,
Well,
air
by
quote.
then it was what, like the 30s?
Yeah, it was
40s?
1929.
29.
Yeah.
Okay.
29.
So
So
they
this
didn't
was
care.
Yeah.
still states today that child marriage is legal, so.
Well,
Yeah.
really?
Hmm.
I thought that
I
was
didn't
like
know
just
Yeah.
that.
like Mormon people
No, I
or
think there's
whatever.
like
Arkansas.
7 or 8
Arkansas.
states where 12 and they like the age is 12 or something for marriage.
That's gross.
Well, I would be really interested to know if those states correlate with major like Amish or Mormon type
They do.
religious sectors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
Not that it's okay, but that's probably
No,
why.
no, it's not okay.
I'm not agreeing.
But so Virginia's parents really didn't like Robert because of his music, the music that he played, because blues was looked at as satanic and ritualistic and provoking voodoo and stuff like that. Like that's how they saw it, and it went against God, and that's Virginia's parents, uh, like most black people in the South, were extremely religious. Um, so they fucking hated the shit out of Robert, and they didn't want her to marry him. So they actually had to run away to get married. But she went back once she ended up pregnant. She went back to her family, and she would actually end up passing away during birthing, during childbirth.
Oh.
So her and the baby passed, and the parents blamed Robert because of his devilish music.
Yeah.
So it
Like
was
this is your
supposedly like a karmic thing because of what he does. He was fucked with in that regard.
So they
Um,
were supposed to be like a sacrifice.
yes, I guess. And yeah,
or maybe just not like him sacrificing, but because he dabbled in that, it was taken as whatever they
yeah,
weighed in flesh.
Yeah.
taken away from him. So hold on. Where the fuck did my phone go? I put my nope. Huh.
Hold on.
Oh, I found it.
Okay. I was just gonna send a
I'm
bunch
like,
of Instagram
somebody call
messages and hope that
Kev.
your phone beeps.
All right. So he ended up marrying again. Let me see if I can find it. I had it pulled up here. So he ended up marrying Pauletta Craft in 1931. And then they were married until his death in 1938, or she died, one or the other, but
Wait.
I can't remember.
Okay, never mind. My brain went, wait. Did I miss a year or something? My brain. We're good. Sorry.
What do you mean? Did you miss a
My
year?
brain lost the years. I was trying to go in my head with the timeline. And I was like, wait. I thought I missed something because I thought I went backwards in my head. But it's okay.
Yeah, no, so it's Virginia, him and Virginia married in 1929, and then she passed away in 1930. And then he married Pauletta in 1931, so a year after the passing of Virginia.
My bad.
It's all good, dude. It's all good. I'm kind of all over the place right now. Just I really wish I frickin' didn't misplace my notes, but that's okay. We'll get through it. But anyway, so he married Coletta, and then before he no, it was after he married Coletta, he actually met this guy, Son House. So Son House is a huge figure, like I was telling you earlier. Um and and after he married Coletta, he would disappear, and then Son House and Willie Brown were playing at I guess what you would call a club today. Um, and they see this kid come walking through the doors, and they're like, and he'd like nudge each other. It's like, it's that kid. It's it's Robert. Um, Bobby is what they called him, and it's Bobby. And they weren't expecting anything. He's like, "Hey, can I play?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden, he just gets up on stage and starts strumming that guitar like he's freaking has been playing amazingly his entire life. It was almost like he had the gift of God put in him out of nowhere. And Son House was taken aback because Son House was a phenomenal guitar player as well, and he's a phenomenal singer. I will say that. So the legend of him selling his soul was, so when he disappeared after he got married, was that he went to these crossroads and sold his soul to the devil to be able to play, but the devil only gave him a certain amount of years. So he ended up recording in 1937, in 1936 and 1937. He recorded 29 songs, and he leaned into the to the selling his soul thing and into his music. So he ended up passing away by accidentally accidental poison. So he was sick. I can't remember the sickness that he had, but they were his friends
It
were
was
trying. His friends were trying to make him trying to help him, and they gave him a medication that actually like combated whatever illness he had, and he ended up passing away right on the table in the back room of this bar. So, and he was what? He wasn't even 30 yet. So
Nope.
so
I think
1911
it
he
was
passed away in 1939.
Oh, 28.
28,
It's 28, right?
27, 27.
Yeah. 27,
Well,
27,
if
28.
it was 30, if it was 39, he's
Twen-
28. If it was 38, he's 27.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 27,
Yeah.
28. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised
Yeah.
you do math that well. I've had nothing to eat and way too much vodka.
So, what do you put like like what kind of well, first of all, do you believe in the devil? I guess would be my question to you guys.
No.
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 I'd say probably yes.
Okay. Do you believe in a supernatural power that you can devote yourself to that would be able to give you skills to
That would be a
play
no.
said music?
Yeah,
No.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
Yeah,
I love how
because
believe?
our
I
answers are all
wouldn't.
opposite.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be true to my beliefs if I said no.
Right. So apparently, Son House would later say that like there was no way that he could have sold his soul to the devil, but he did. What happened was, hold on, I'll pull it up because I
Well,
know
I
it's
don't think it
in
was. I don't think it was the devil. It was probably a minion of some sort, like
a
a
minion.
lower level,
Well,
maybe like a higher level demon, but not quite Satan.
like you're going off of like the show Supernatural.
What if it's like the Beelzebub or whatever? Oh, I shouldn't. Oh shit! Where's the B guy?
Beelzebub is the devil.
Well,
Yeah, I was going to say
actually,
that's
when
just
you look,
that's
there's
Just
people that
just
argue that they're not the same.
really, because that's just a different
Yeah,
name for him.
I only know because I just did research on it a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Because like at one point, there's the thing where it's like the devil and him like fight over turf.
Really?
Yep. Because I did the same thing. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, it sounds familiar, but I'm not.
If in like religion, if you can sell your soul to the devil, then wouldn't be like doing a bunch of Hail Marys be selling your soul to God?
Yeah.
The question is, which religions believe that you can sell your soul to the devil? If it's Catholics, then in that case, yes, you can buy your way into heaven
I'm like it's all of them.
or out of
Truthfully, it's
purgatory
all
or
of them.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's all of them. It is anything that has Christianity as its basis. Because there are some religions, Lutherans, Pentecostals, Protestants, believe that you must give 15% of your monthly income to the church as an offering to gain a larger castle, a golden, a bigger living environment in heaven.
They
So
should tell that to my
if they
employer so I
believe,
can make more money.
well,
How do they
see, and
pay
that's
my
the
food?
thing.
Mhm.
Because think about it, these people are living in poverty only to make this pastor this, because how many pastors do you see rolling around in a Toyota?
Actually, I do know a couple, but my thing is if you can buy your way either into heaven, out of purgatory, or a bigger house, or whatever the hell it is, how come you never actually have to exchange money for Satan?
Because
I mean, if
Satan
it's
loves
all
you
evil, that
just
should be
as
the
you
biggest
are.
cash cow.
Right? And Satan gives you cool shit. I mean, let's be real. This
Satan
guy
gives you
became
cool
famous.
shit.
He turned into a musician.
So
Mm.
here's the other thing, though, is
And not just a musician, one of the
the
best.
amount of if you go with most religions, there's a ton of shit. Don't look twice when you cross the street or you're going to hell. Like, there's so many rules, right? And no one can ever keep track of them all. So basically, you're all doomed to hell because nobody, not a single fucking person, can do them all. But my thing with that is okay, you have all these rules and people fall. So why would he need to go out of his way to strike a deal with one soul? Actually, this soul makes sense because this soul reached a lot of other souls.
Yeah.
Never mind. That
Well,
one makes
Okay.
sense. But
that's
other
it. That's
ones,
that's the thing, though, is like, so the devil is trying to portray himself as God. Like, that's the biggest and best trick that the devil has ever played, is to make you think that he's God.
But
I feel like
So
that's
that
the
he's
fault.
just
no.
he's just a fallen angel. He has no power, technically.
I'm like,
God has
actually,
to be really bad at creating stuff if that's the case. Because I
Yeah, no,
feel
the
like
devil
if you
can't create.
if you create a being, because I mean, if he was first and he creates all these things, including him, then you'd think that you would want to put a fail-safe in so that you can't look like me. You can be anything else, anyone else that you want, but you can't be me.
okay, but
Yeah.
Design flaw.
the greatest trick that Lucifer is said to have played on humanity is to convince them that he does not exist. So in reality, it would be, Robert convincing everybody that he learned to play this guitar on his own and became a master at it. But
He wouldn't have got all those followers to spread the word out if that was the case.
but that's the thing, is if you don't believe something, like if you have your belief of something challenged, a lot of people are going to go out and try to find that belief so you have proof.
Mhm.
So maybe that's what it was, is him telling everybody, no, the devil doesn't exist. I did this on my own. But then the rumor mill says, no, he went to the crossroads and met the devil. What are these people going to do? They're all going to flock to the crossroads
Well, back then we
because
didn't have
everybody
internet,
wants
so
to be rich.
rumor
Everybody
was
wants
just
to be
local.
famous.
You know what I mean? There wasn't as much of a reach, so I feel like if you would say, "Oh yeah, I did it on my own," there would never be as much of an intrigue to listen or anything like that. I feel like that added
Well,
to his.
so yeah, so the rumor came
Good.
from people listening to him and being like, "Where did this come from?" And oh, you must have sold his soul to the devil. He never said that. He never said that he sold his soul or anything like that. And until he started hearing the rumors. And then in 1937, when he was doing one of his recording sessions, and because he recorded songs back to back, and that's when he started leaning into it with his songs.
So it probably didn't even happen. He was just going with like the rumor mill.
Yeah.
Well, because,
That's
okay, think about it though. Okay, good publicity, bad publicity, it's still publicity. So, okay, hear me out. Okay, scenario. Let's say that we'll say Jane Doe. Jane Doe goes out and she creates a podcast. And the podcast is crap. It's absolute shit. Nobody likes it. Nobody listens to it. And then one day she shows up on TV. She has her own talk show. She's in movies. She's in concerts. And people are like, how the hell did she go from being a nobody to being, this primetime star? And everybody starts whispering, well, she slept with the head of whatever network. That's why she's there. But it never happened. Are you really going to go back and say, well, no, that didn't happen. I did it on my own. Or are you going to go with it because that's what's making you popular? Because what is it going to do? What do rumors do? They draw attention to you.
Yep.
And attention is attention if it's bad or good or it's malice.
Right. I agree 110%. So this time that Robert disappeared for a little bit before he came back and had all these skills, he met this dude named Ike Zimmerman. And Zimmerman was rumored to have learned supernaturally how to play the guitar by visiting graveyards at midnight. When Johnson next appeared in Robinsonsville, which is where Son House and Willie Brown were, and he was just all of a sudden amazing at the guitar. So basically what he would do is he would go to these graveyards with Ike Zimmerman and they would sit on a tombstone and they would play for hours. And apparently, like, when you're amongst spirits, they were helping him. So that's also in a way. Okay, so that's not the devil, but that's also another like interesting kind of like take on it because Ike
Supernatural
Zimmerman,
element.
yeah, right. Because Ike Zimmerman, he was always in the graveyard and at midnight playing his guitar, just strumming it, and that's how he taught Robert. So, and then Robert did this for months, and then came back. All of a sudden, showed up in Robinsonsville,
Maybe
just
practice makes
amazing at the
perfect.
guitar. I mean,
well, that's what I was gonna say is if we're gonna let's don't lay the reality down yet of what realistically probably happened. Let's stay on the supernatural. But think about it for a second. What is the quietest place on earth? A cemetery. What is the most superstitious place on earth? A cemetery. So if you're walking past a cemetery, and you hear a guitar, okay, the four of us here are definitely going to go take a walk to find out what it is, because we're crazy like that. That's us.
I don't feel the cemeteries are the
I'm
quietest
definitely.
place
I would have already been in there.
Hell yeah!
Talking to you that are no longer alive, the cemetery is not the best place for quiet. You want to go to like a library.
Well, I don't know. Depends on who died in the library.
Yeah.
It'd be quieter because the people that did die in the library are still going shh.
They're going shh.
But
like on Ghostbusters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was getting at with that is it's quiet, it's private, and it's full of superstition.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that time period where he was missing is he was going into the cemetery and he was honing his skills. But with honing his skills, maybe truthfully in his heart, he believed, because he said it, that, that it truly was manifesting it. I mean, that's part of Wicca, that's part of paganism, is that you manifest what you want by giving a sacrifice, by creating an altar, and by doing what, is required. He lost his first wife and child in childbirth. He lost them both. And the child was a son, correct?
I don't think that was ever determined.
Okay. Well, he loses his child and his wife in childbirth. And then he disappears. And then he comes back and he actually has talent now. And then he marries another woman and he's rewarded with riches and fame and a woman that was healthy, that loved him and cared for him. That's also voodoo. Voodoo, hoodoo, Santeria, same. It's the same concept.
That shit's scary.
It's also
Yeah.
Christian. It's also Christianity. All
It's
you have to
also
do is pray.
Christianity. Yep.
So,
Yep.
I'm
So-
just trying not to piss a bunch of people off.
who are you
Like,
trying not to piss
alive
off?
ones or dead
Praying doesn't do
ones?
shit. Manifesting doesn't do shit. If that was the case, my kids wouldn't have fucking died.
Yeah.
That's true.
I prayed every second of every fucking day. Guess what?
That's
I
true.
got nothing except more beat down. Where's my mansion? Where's my money? Where's my peace? It's not here.
And
Sorry.
honestly, that is the main reason why I will not ever bow to Christianity. It is absolute. It is servitude, but it is a voluntary servitude. And what did Christianity truly ever give the world? It gave them pedophiles. It gave them murderers. It gave them grand larcenists, embezzlers. And even
Well, a lot of people say that that's not the church. That was Satan penetrating the church.
and that's the thing. It's
What better way to try to tear
truthfully-
it down than to corrupt the ones in power?
well, that's
Sorry,
where
I see both.
I always thought the
No,
pedophiles
no,
were in
it's a-
Catholicism, not Christianity.
Catholicism.
But
Yeah.
Well,
organized
yeah,
religion,
they're the
any kind of organization of any kind of religion can lead
be
to
fair,
terrible things.
In a
Yeah.
Christian church, I had a 35-year-old man lay one on me when I was 14, which is also why I quit going.
Oh, I don't discredit that in any kind of way.
So I guess
I believe you.
There's pedos everywhere.
There,
Pedos
dude,
galore.
there's bad people in every group.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But where I was going with that, as far as manifestation, when you manifest something, you create a self-fulfilled prophecy. It's either a good prophecy or it's a bad prophecy. Example, let's say that I wanted to be a podcaster. And so what I did is I manifested that, and then I went out and I did it. And it wasn't because I created a supernatural force. It was because I searched out loud. I started writing scripts. I started studying audio. I manifested what I wanted because I actually went out and did it.
I feel like it's different. It's not manifesting if you go out and physically do it. You're making your own stuff. I feel like if you manifest it, you're relying on something that you cannot see, you cannot feel, you cannot hear. You're relying on something to be conjured from nothing in your benefit.
But if you
But like, if you put
create,
the hard work in and you go buy the stuff, I mean, that's like you go buy. Anybody can make a podcast. Now, if it was I'm manifesting, I'm going to be a successful podcast in like a year. That's something that you're relying on something you cannot see to create itself. But you go out, you buy the stuff, you put the work in. Well, of course it's gonna fucking happen. It's a manifestation.
okay,
Shit,
but
you're just doing it.
that's what manifest. If you truly look at it from a realistic point of view, that's what manifestation truly is. It's creation. You are creating what you want. I give thanks to the earth. I give thanks to the moon because I feel that I draw energy from those things. And that's what gives me the ability and the power to go out to get what I want and to do what I want. But there is truly no supernatural force like Lucifer, like God, like any that can truly come to earth and tell you, look, just give me a little something and I'll make you famous. What they do is they give a little bit of effort, and that's how they become famous.
But the effort isn't to them, so I don't really see where there's a benefit there anyway.
What do you mean, the
Go
benefits?
build this barn that's going to be a church or whatever. It's going to be used for me, or go build an altar that's going to be made for me to benefit me, and then I'll help you out.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Let's do it this way. Let's use Viking lore. Okay. That is your belief system. That's what you're into. And let's say that I want the things that you have. So I come to you and I say, hey, Tosh, how did you get such a successful merch? How did you get such a successful podcast? And if you say, well, I did it through my beliefs of Viking lore, then I'm going to want to emulate you. So I'm going to emulate your beliefs. Well, now you've brought one other soul to your belief. And in that, if I take and manifest what I want from that, then somebody comes to me, then now I've got a third person and a fourth. You see where I'm going with that?
If it's like a podcast, it'd be like true crime, sports talk show, and comedy.
Well, I just mean anything.
The same thing. It doesn't actually benefit anybody anymore because they're creating totally separate things. It's like ideations.
But if you're creating it from a basis of a belief system, and I follow that same belief system, then I'm going to be able to achieve what I want as you achieved what you want. And then someone else who wants to achieve is going to come to me, and it's going to create a chain.
With it being the beliefs and stuff, it's not physical.
Nothing is physical. No belief is physical.
Manifestation is basically like motivation.
See, that's
you know
not
what I mean?
how I
Absolutely.
That's not how I get manifestation. I think that's where there's the cut.
Yeah.
Because to me, manifestation is you're manifesting something from nothing.
No, manifestation is you will so like you have something that you want, right? And you're basically telling yourself that you're gonna get it.
Well, my bank account has $4 in it. Where's my money?
You gotta work, bro.
I'm manifesting a full bank account. Yeah, but if I'm manifesting money in my bank account, how's it not getting here?
You will eventually.
Let me ask you this:
if you keep working at it.
60 to 70 hours a week.
Well, that's what I was saying. Okay, so you need money in your bank account. So you go to work 5, 6, maybe even 7 days a week, and you may want $1 million, but let's say you have $100. You still have money in your account. You haven't reached the level you want, so you have to continue to manifest the motivation, the ability, and the skill to achieve that money status. But you technically do have money in your account, even if it's $5. It may not be enough, but it's there. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that I am not gonna understand and be on the same page. Sorry.
Girl, I love you anyway. It doesn't matter.
Grown up with so many people that to them it's you manifest it. You don't fucking do shit. You pray about it. It just fucking happens.
Yeah.
That's what I have been raised with, and that's why my brain can't comprehend.
And that's totally understandable.
In the head from the Bible Belt, from all angles, to be like, hey, you just pray and it manifests itself. Like it just fucking shows up in thin air like magic. Newsflash, that doesn't work.
And biblically, God doesn't reward those who are stagnant. God rewards those who put in work.
I started to say your taught Christianity teaches you God helps those that help themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
But one of the best things, I'm just going to throw it out there and we'll keep going on our subject. One of the best things that I love about Natasha, and I will always love this about you, Lav too, but especially Natasha, is she is never a yes ma'am. She is never a, okay, I see, yeah, for sake of you know, the show and the topic, we'll just agree because that's no. If she doesn't believe it, she doesn't agree with it, and that's what makes these discussions
Even if I do
interesting
agree with you, I'm
and
going to give you every
exciting.
excuse that I don't agree with you just to see what options are out there.
But that's the thing, because if we all if we all agreed, then you know Robert Johnson's method of getting to becoming a famous blues artist, everybody would do it because they would all agree with it. And then we wouldn't have the different types of music genres, celebrity genres,
Sorry, this
entertainment.
dog has been whining this whole time.
Like
He's
the
like
baby
screeching in the other room. I'm hoping you guys can't hear it.
I can't hear it. Anyways.
He wants out.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that it's just the experience that I had just led me down a very not so pleasant path because I mean, I was one of those, like I said, I was raised, it's like you get your ass to church. I was there every Sunday. I did Wednesday services. I went everywhere. I worked in the daycare. I worked in any after during the week stuff. I mean, I was basically living at church. I went to South Dakota multiple times on mission trips before I was even able to drive my car to help build things for these people in these areas that couldn't afford it. I donated food to the food drive. I donated, I mean, anything I could do, I did. And then I just got wrecked. I mean, it was you're knocked up. Here's a baby. You're screwed. I got kicked out of the house. The baby died. My fiance ditched me because the baby died. And it was just like boom, boom, boom. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I did everything I could do and I am getting pummeled. And I was like, screw it. I'm out.
You were
But
Job.
let me ask you this.
You were Job.
Yeah, I was essentially Job.
Yeah. But let me ask you this. You have a son, yes?
Oh, Jesus Christ. What?
Oh, there it is.
About that
Yeah,
long.
that was your psychic ability kicking in there.
Right.
Well, he's getting pissed off because the dog's yelping and the dog's out there. So he's wondering when I'm going to do something about the dog because the dog, I've got this fucking thing and I've got a net Velcroed all the way. There's like 10 Velcro straps on this thing to tie it there and the thing's still getting out.
Aw. So I just have to point out something that I noticed. Lav, do you have a gremlin in your kitchen? I could have swore I saw a gremlin.
Oh, you saw that?
Yep, because you're on my screen, you and Tasha are right next to each other. So as Tasha was talking, like I could catch you out of the corner of my eye. And I saw a gremlin. A hairy gremlin.
They're making fun of you, Eddie. So they're making fun of you.
What? I love the what?
Eddie Spaghetti, come on, dude.
Like, I just went through all this bullcrap, and it was just like the kid he just showed up.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to kind of like get at. That's the point I'm trying to make is you went through a shit ton of tragedy, a shit ton, and you lost so much, but you didn't stop trying.
Actually,
you
I
didn't.
did.
Okay,
I got resuscitated thanks to I wasn't wanting to, but I got resuscitated by my roommate. But yeah, essentially, yeah.
But okay, but that you may have given up, but the universe didn't give up on you. And
I've decided the only
eventually,
reason my kid is here is because for such, I guess, something I need to do. Because he's the only reason I'm still breathing. Because there was 2 more after him.
but you
So,
haven't.
not sure what
I
exactly
one
it is. But
well, I mean, but that's like me is biologically I could never have kids because my eggs are not viable. I literally shooting blanks and did it my whole life. And then the fact that I am so opposed to sex with a man that was never going to happen either. And yet I ended up with 4 kids, but 2 of them that I would give my life for.
yeah,
And I manifested that by going out and making myself successful and make myself, not attractive, but to find a relationship that was healthy enough that I ended up with a family.
yeah.
So
Ironically, I had my son after I gave up. I didn't want kids anymore. When I wanted
you
kids, it
gave
was
up.
like, look at me, and it was like, bam, pregnant.
I mean,
It's
I
like
think
Abraham.
that's the sign there. Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
was like, fuck it. They told me I couldn't have kids, and I was like, I don't want to do this again. And since this asshole resuscitated me, I guess I'm gonna have to live here. So it's like, thanks, dude. And then it was just like, oh, you're pregnant, and that was, oh my god, that was like a disaster.
So I'm glad you're here.
Well, thanks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The
I still feel
the
like I'm
world
floating
is
through life like a giant turd.
absolutely a more interesting place because you're here.
Life is a toilet, and I'm just floating.
But I gotta know. So, Lav,
Yes.
what does poor Eddie's had so many names, but since we can see him, we get to call him Eddie Spaghetti now instead of
What about
Bobetti.
spaghetti today?
Ooh.
We had the worm incident,
Yeah.
and it's like it literally looks like spaghetti. And then my friend sent me a message, was like, "Oh, I made spaghetti tonight," and I was like,
So, what does Eddie think of all this? What's his opinion
On manifestation?
on just everything, just what we've been talking about?
"Hey, Eddie, are you weird?"
So he's only been here for the past 10 minutes, maybe.
Manifestation. I apologize, but I have zero input on manifestation. But I've got input on all kinds of other stuff.
So what are your thoughts on like selling your soul for goods? Be it if you're selling your soul to God or Satan.
It's selling your soul. I think it's fiction. I think it's false. I don't think there's anybody that's there. I think it's all. And to be completely honest, I've never really put a lot of
placebo.
thought
Yeah.
into this. Yeah, a placebo. It's
I get
them
you.
saying
Apparently,
like,
every hit
"Hey,
in mine.
I'll buy into your thing. I'll throw these things out there during some commercial shoots or something like that, and yeah, we're partners, okay? But what really did they sell?
A belief.
That's a good question.
That's what I was like. What are you gonna give up?
Right.
Well,
They sell. Okay, they sell
Your
a
loyalty?
So based
Think
on
about it.
Christianity, your soul has already been paid for by the crucifixion of Jesus. So the devil you cannot sell your soul to begin with if any of this is an actual
Isn't that only
thing.
if you whatever? What's the words they tell you before you get dunked? It's like you have to admit it, otherwise it doesn't count. It's useless that he died. He died for nothing unless you admit it or
Admit to
something.
your
I don't
sins?
remember the words.
No,
Sorry.
no. You don't have to admit it.
It's like
I think what it
You
is
have
is
you have to accept them into your heart. Yeah, sure.
yeah, and you have to renounce
None of us
sin.
know religion.
I'm like, wait a minute, I actually do, but it's out of spite.
It's hilarious. It's like, what
Out
does
of
that
spite.
happen? What happens?
So okay, so during
Well, so
well,
like
but
no,
you
you can't
renounce.
sell your soul technically.
Okay,
So
but
does that mean we don't have souls to begin with? If our
Then
souls
what's
are
the point
already
of
claimed
religion
by
if it's already
God?
there? Okay. Might as well have some fun. God,
No.
I'm horrible.
okay, but then what happens when you have okay? I was baptized at 10. In a Baptist church, I was baptized at 10. My mom knew I was gay at 8. I was openly gay by 13. The church said I was no longer ever welcome. I've probably broken every commandment, including murder, because it's my understanding if it's alive, regardless of what it is, and you kill it, it's murder. I've killed numerous bugs.
Oh, God,
And
What religion?
for
Every religion.
in the Southern Baptist.
You're not allowed to kill bugs.
And
Just murder a living creature is what she's saying.
yeah, you're
Just
supposed
killing
to
anything
ask
is living is
anything that's
murder,
alive.
in her opinion.
Yeah.
That's very Buddhist, I feel.
Well, that's kind of it's the same because
Show
they
me a bug
believe
that acts like it has a soul.
you'll come back as whatever you've offended against. But you have people that they go to prison. This is such a big, just a bane in my
system. But I found God the day before execution. I'm saved.
Exactly. Eileen Warnos, lesbian, mass murderer, finds God in prison before she's executed because she got psychiatric medication. And then when she was executed, part of what she talked about was how she was forgiven. So she was going to go to heaven.
I mean, essentially, if you read the book, that's what it says.
Okay, but that's the thing that's what I don't believe is how the fuck can you go through most of your life, 30, 40 years of your life, and you are a horrible, evil human being. Jim Jones.
God hasn't touched your soul yet.
918 people lost their lives because that man led them into devastation. He led them into death. But because he was a believer and he asked for forgiveness before the bullet was put into his head, does that mean he gets to go and reside in this kingdom with people who never did a wrong thing, bad thing in their whole fucking life? Bullshit.
If he can't, then the whole religion is a sham.
It's a sham. It is an absolute sham. It is
So
Satanism, Luciferianism, Christianity, Buddhism. It's all of it is a belief system.
You guys are curious.
What's that?
Your souls recycle. They don't just go up there and stay up there. You really do recycle.
I truly just believe we're energy, and our energy gets redivided back out. But truthfully, it's a belief that gets you up in the morning.
No. I'm about to take a second. So I have a theory on religion. Okay, I don't think there's any real religion per se. However, I think there's something that connects all of us, and I think it's more of it's can be more scientific than not. Like there's an energy, and I think that I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but I think karma has to do with it. Like do unto others as you want done to yourself. You do good things will come back to you. If you can connect with a lot of people which I think that maybe going to church and stuff like that, they're onto something there, but they're worshiping the wrong thing. I think everybody's beacon is out there and they're on the right path, but they just don't know exactly what it is. None of us know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm not trying to claim that I am, but I think that there's something like that. I think, call me fucking crazy, but I think Star Wars might be onto something with the whole theory of the Force is with this one. Dude, it's crazy. It's weird.
Okay.
But I think karma, I think we're all connected somehow. And I think it's all this. It's weird. I see you laughing, man, but it's, I don't know.
Okay, but if you
I
talk about
believe
with
it
karma,
go ahead. Sorry,
I was going to
Stacy.
say it's okay. No. Karma. Okay. Yes. If you put out good to the universe, you're going to get some bad and some good. Because if you put out bad, you're going to get bad because you're in seedy areas. You're doing sketchy shit with
Unless
sketchy
you're just
people.
a narcissist and you know how to work the system.
Yeah.
Well, but even the narcissist falls. Everything falls. And it's not an invisible force that reaches out and grabs you. It's the reality of what you're doing and who you're doing it with. I mean, you could be a damn good person helping everybody on the face of the fucking earth and then turn around one day and decide you're going to, buy some kind of drug. Let's just say you're going to buy fentanyl because you have a drug problem. So even though you've done all of these wonderful things, you have introduced something deadly, something sketchy, something bad in your life. And
No, that's an illness.
it's
That's
that
just an illness.
action.
We're all susceptible to illnesses, and that's fine. And that's a different category. But I think when it comes to connections, religion, all that stuff.
Well, I was just meaning it as action. I mean, you can use anything. It's just like it's just action. Even let's say that you're a good person, you do all these good things, and then you turn around and you're in a sketchy neighborhood because you're trying to pick up a sex worker and her pimp blows your head off. You're in a bad spot. You've done good things because you were in a good spot. You take yourself and your action is in a bad spot. The bad thing happens because it's a bad spot.
But there's
You
people
see what
that
I'm
deliver
saying?
food and clothing to the homeless that still get popped by a drug dealer.
See? It's all action. You may have the best. My grandma used to say the road to hell is paved with good intention. Because you could go out and you can have the best intentions in the world, but if you fall into the wrong area, you fall into the wrong path, you're gonna get fucked over.
Yeah. I think all religions have a little bit of something correct. But I think what he's saying, Eddie, is it?
Yeah.
Eduardo.
Yeah.
Eduardo.
You could call him Bo Betty. We've called him Bo Betty for months.
I think he's that we are definitely all connected in some kind of way. I mean, that's why we're so tribal a lot. I mean, you see it right now. People get tribal about certain things. I mean, you could see that in politics a lot, which is a shame. I have a lot of people that disagree with me politically and would prefer not to talk to me, even though we've been friends forever. But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
I think that and dealing with conspiracies, like the karmic stuff, like that's why they show us in movies and stuff like that. Maybe not all movies, but you got the symbolism and all that shit. Whoever the fuck they are.
Oh yeah, it's always them. They're coming to get me.
But I mean, we have people in our government that have had seats fucking since the 40s. So,
okay,
I mean,
but again, it's a belief system. Like, okay, look at the five of us. We like, well, Eddie, I don't know, but I think I know, but I may not know. We like true crime. We like
We don't
paranormal.
care
We
about
like
true crime.
conspiracies. Well, yeah, music.
Seems like
We
a
like
conspiracy
music.
guy.
Like we have our beliefs about these certain systems, and it has brought the five of us together. But it's not just the five of us. There's a whole world of people that believe a lot of what we believe, and that's why we're connected. It's not there. It is not any type of magical, mystical
I think it is.
event. It's
I think it is, yeah.
like how?
I think
The fact that I
on a
know when somebody's hurt and they're an hour and a half away from me and I haven't talked to them in 6 months and I call them and I'm like, "Are you having a bad day?" As they literally were cussing because they stepped on something and I
well,
called.
I think that the wind used to be able to tell us some shit that we don't know how to hear anymore. You know, we
Mhm.
only lose. That's
I
a
was just
joke,
talking about that the other day.
but we
Well,
only use 5% of our brains. Imagine
Mhm.
if we were able to unlock the fucking rest of it.
the
There's
earth does talk to us. That's why we
Yes,
have the
that's
earth,
what I'm
but
saying.
that's not God or Satan. I mean,
Unless
I
God made it, right?
that's
there's a
our
there
yeah.
I think that so I think there is a creator.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily like a biblical God. I do think some of the things in the Bible are accurate, but I also think that there's a lot of takeaways from other religions, like I said earlier, that can play into this. So I do think that we are all connected divinely. Whatever divinely it may, I don't know how to tell you. We feed off of each other's emotions. I mean, when
absolutely.
women are together for so long, they fucking synced up and they have periods on the same week. Like, come on
That's
now.
scientific, though. That's not anything
Ooh.
like divine. That's all just based on who
That's
the alpha
biology.
woman
It-
is, and all the other
That's
women sync to her. Whoever
Wait,
the
does
that's
most
that matter,
fertile.
biology.
right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, but
Yeah.
that is still energy and vibration from that person, from that woman.
Vibration. That's
Well,
frequency.
it's hormones. It's pheromones. We find attraction through pheromones. We sync up because of pheromones. Our bodies are constantly letting off different types of hormones and pheromones that others pick up. And if their
Mm.
brain reacts to that pheromone the same way that the other person's brain did, then they're gonna link. I
Yeah.
mean,
So
like
you're a
my wife and I
vampire for once
are
a month.
I'm a vampire all the time.
I never wanted to be a red-winged pilot. I've
I
never
want to
gotten my
eat
pilot.
your blood.
I have
Well, like
accidentally,
okay, like
so
my wife and I are going through menopause together. Why?
But what
Because
if
we've lived
our
in the same house
souls
for almost 10 years.
recycle, right? So you die and then you come back as someone else, not something, but you come back at another time as another person. And the reason that we are so connected to each other is because we've been around for so long that as we're recycling, we've all kind of at some point met the other one.
I do absolutely believe that because I think Lab has been alive way before.
Oh yeah. Well,
I met someone I knew
I've
before.
definitely died by drowning.
And there's no humor, no joking about it.
Yeah.
Like we did a whole bonus episode on it. And truly, if anybody could punch holes in that story, it would be me. But there's just too much coincidence. There's too much reality to it. So being energy and passing around as energy, fuck yeah. I 1,000% believe that.
yeah.
But I don't believe it's
it.
because we have a creator.
Right.
Yeah, I used to be on the fence about it, but I actually met someone that I found out because for everybody if you ever listen to my stuff, you kind of know that a lot of times I know things ahead of time, right? So I could be in the future, but I've never been in the past. And I met someone that was it was like they were familiar and like all of this crazy stuff synced up. And instead of having something where I was ahead, it was they did something and I was backwards. It like totally blew my mind on like what I comprehended as what was possible and what was happening to us as in a grand scheme of things. It like totally wrecked me. But yeah, so I totally believe we recycle.
I hope so, because there's so many beautiful souls that I hope to meet again. And you
I might
five
have
are
to get off here in a
part of
minute
that.
because I've got to figure out a way to shut this fucking dog up.
Well, I
He's
just start
literally
saying
been high-pitched screeching this entire fucking time.
Well,
I
you
have
want
to
to know
be
what
up there.
we can just sign off for now and
Yeah,
stuff,
'cause I
so you
gotta
can
be
go
up at
do
3
your
a.m.
shit. Oh shit.
So yeah, my
Yeah.
That
bipolar
sucks.
side is really getting tested right now.
All right, Natasha, go ahead and just let everybody know one more time where they can find you.
Okay, yeah. So I'm everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, all that stuff. Oh, and I didn't mention earlier, I'm everywhere you listen, but I also have a Patreon page where I put bonus material and stuff like that. So there's always that. Everything that I have is on the website. So every link is everywhere. Merch, episodes, Patreon, all of it. So go check out the website.
Dope. Lavender, go ahead.
Right. Hey guys.
Bye.
Oh, my turn. So
Yes,
I
ma'am.
am one of the halves of Early on Wednesday, and you can listen to us everywhere, and you can basically find us everywhere. My Instagram is Murder Juice. Otherwise, you can find me Early on Wednesday.
And if you can find Lav, you can find me. And if you find me, you can find Lav. And if you find Lav, you find Eddie Spaghetti. And just and for the record, to put it right here on recording, I can't wait to come hang out with you, Eddie, because I mean I feel like we're besties. We haven't even met yet, but just I can't wait to come hang out with you and Lav, and just fucking stir up chaos.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
And Kev, it's
Dope.
so good to see you again. You are truly one of my favorite people. And I feel bad because with my work schedule the way it's been, I haven't been able to keep up on social media. But, shoot us a line every now and then just to let us know you're still doing okay.
I will. I'll try. You want to know what my problem has been lately? People will message me and then I'll read it while I'm doing something and be like, "Oh, after I'm done doing what I'm doing, I'll message them back. Look at that puppy." And then I forget to message back. So
Yeah, they're cute there. And then
Well, she's
damn.
telling us that the puppy has worms.
They're cute there, and then they start doing this.
Here.
Jason.
We can change the view, I think, maybe.
She
Maybe
chases
not.
her tail nonstop.
Oh.
Oh man. Well, guys, this was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys doing this. It means a lot to me. Time is our greatest currency, and the fact that you guys took the time to do this. Look at
That's your
those
future,
dogs
Natasha.
just walking in a circle.
Is he chasing his tail?
Chasing his tail.
Yeah, this dog's only quiet whenever he's with me, and that's problematic. Because I don't want to put him in bed because he peed on my bed and he's got the wormies. So I don't know what I'm gonna do.
It means a lot to me, Kev, that you invited us all to do this, because that means that we were on your mind. You had a topic and it was something that so you thought about us, and to me that's the greatest currency, is to be in someone's mind. That
to be in somebody's mind, huh?
We'll talk about that later.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Well, here, remember
Secrets.
to show you. Remember what we talked about?
Oh, you got it?
It came.
Huh?
Interesting.
I'm gonna be manifesting.
Manifesting's not real.
I hope it is.
Just fucking with
I
you.
love you guys,
Love you
and I will
too.
talk to you soon.
Love you too, Stacy.
Take care. Have a
Bye.
good night, everybody.
Good night.
Peace out.
Does it look like I'm loaded up all the
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.
Because in the end, none of us have very long on this earth. Life is fleeting. And if you're ever distressed, cast your eyes to the summer sky. When the stars are strung across the velvety night, and when a shooting star streaks through the blackness, turning night into day, make a wish.